Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm a Boeing 737 pilot, and today we'll have a very quick look at the new Honda Jet V2 that's just been released. The V2 is a free addition to the previous Honda Jet version, so if you owned it already you don't have to buy it again. Major new features in the V2 include the integration of the aircraft and avionic update G3000 displays and an auto throttle into the airplane, which comes with the Honda Jet E2 version. Now, let's have a quick look into the changes that we have available and what we still have and maybe no longer have with this Honda Jet version. Now, obviously we have all the nice features of the working title / Asobo G3000 up here, like you can see on screen right now, the split screens on the primary flight display and the VNAV profile, etc. Now, the Honda Jet had just actually gotten a VNAV profile in the previous update, which more or less coincided with the aircraft avionics update release, so take it or leave it from there, but the new update is now the standard Asobo system to my knowledge, which you are familiar with from the other versions. This includes, for example, things like altitude restrictions, like descent path predictions, like speed restrictions as applicable, and if we have a look into the VNAV settings up here, then we can actually change all the things we needed. But the nice thing is that the default values have been replaced with the Honda Jet appropriate values, like the maximum rate of climb schedule at 210 knots and Mach 0.57, but of course also other speed schedules. So that is pretty much the new VNAV pages that we have. Also, the speed bug function, while it is the one from the G3000, so it's not the sophisticated one from the G5000 that you find in the longitude, this still has all the Patron simulator features, so you can quickly adjust your speeds as required. Now, apart from that, we also got quite a bit of the system's displays in here. The Honda Jet previously already had quite a couple of them, but I have a feeling that a couple more have just been added. Also be aware of some changes, like for example to the utilities page, where you now have the minimums keys and the aircraft initialization. Now, the setup stuff is still mostly the standard Asobo stuff. However, what is new is that you can go into the aircraft systems and then onto simulator options. And if we go in the sim options over here, we now have the E2 mode, where we can basically enable auto throttle. Now, I'm currently flying with the auto throttle enabled. It's currently set to FMS speed mode, so that is new on the autopilot control panel up here as well, that we can change this between FMS and manual speed control. We're keeping it in FMS for this flight, and so far it's done a really nice job on this. The only thing, unfortunately, that is no longer available, since this is now the aircraft and avionic update, G3000 is the chart versions, so if we click the chart button, nothing is going to happen. However, we've got a statement from Working Title a bit earlier on that they do plan to release a third-party mod for the G3000 in enabling chart functionality again, so let's have a look into whether we can get this updated in the soonish future or not. Also be aware, things like the checklists are still simulated, so the stuff that was particular to the Honda Jet before is definitely still there. For example, if we go into the system controls up here, we can control our thermostat, which also features an auto mode now for flight deck and cabin. We also have interior lights, including the signs down here, display brightness, and so on. The Honda Jet V2 is probably the biggest update that we've seen to the Honda Jet so far, and I'm really excited to fly this one a little bit more over the course of the next couple of days. Now, we're just about approaching the top of the descent here, 11 seconds to go, so let's select our altitude down and arm VNAV. And now I'm excited to see how the thing is going to handle the speed, because that's what I expected. The default speed schedule was exactly at the barber pole, so, well, I'm not surprised that by the time it initiates the descent, it kinda goes into the overspeed band up here. But we can see auto throttle is correcting for it now. I am not touching any of my controls. This is all the auto throttle working up here. And as we can see, it is actually correcting nicely. Now you may be wondering, why are business jets always flying at the maximum speed here? And an evil soul would say, because they don't have ACARs, which means that the operators have no way of monitoring if an overspeed occurs. Now, I know a couple of business jet pilots, and they are really good pilots mostly, but you know, some of them just say, well, a few knots of overspeed, nobody's going to notice, the airplane has been flight tested to a much higher speed anyway. As an airline pilot, I cannot really approve of that, but if that is what they do, then I wonder if the real airplane, if it flies directly at the barber pole like it does in VNAV mode or in FMS speed controlled mode, I wonder if the real airplane would actually do the same. I guess you could also put it on me that I did not select the cruise and descent speeds down. Of course, this could have been done in the flyplan menus. If we go into VNAV over here, then cruise, we could have selected the cruise schedule down a little bit and the descent schedule, of course, as well. That would probably have avoided the overspeed from happening. Nonetheless, that is the major new features that have just been added to the Honda Jet. Now, on my very first departure, my impression was that the working title G3000 works just as well in the Honda Jet as it does in the default AAU airplanes, so very high precision tracking the departure path. It offers the radius to fix capabilities, so you can fly really precise RNAV approaches, and that is something I'm really looking forward to doing. Now, for now, that shall be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you have enjoyed this very first quick little view. I'm looking forward to see you all again on a future video and maybe a future live stream featuring the Honda Jet again, but that's going to be it from my side for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm looking forward to see you all again very soon.